This is how I went from this to this. Hi everyone, I'm joylliibee, and today we're going to talk about lighting and camera quality, just overall how to get your camera to look like this. Anyway, I have had a journey with my camera since the beginning, so currently right now to just like talk about my specs and stuff like that. First started out streaming, I used the Razer Kiyo. It was a good camera, don't get me wrong, and like it even had like its own little ring light. It did the job because I mainly wanted most of my quality to be in the game anyway, not in my camera. You are more worried about if your gameplay is looking its best, not really your camera. So I didn't upgrade my camera for a really long time. I actually just recently upgraded it. My partner got me a camera, the Elgato face cam, last Christmas or something like that, and well, that's what I'm using today. This is just a webcam. It's not a DSLR. It's not a $1,000, $600 to $1,000 camera. It is just a webcam by Elgato, and I'm going to basically explain to you guys how I get it to look like this, how I get myself to look so clear, and so I don't know, I like the way it looks. So if you guys like the way it looks, feel free to stay tuned, and hopefully this can help you guys out. The first thing I want to talk about is lighting. So previously, in the beginning of my streams, like my streaming era, I had my setup and it had a plain wall, no window. My window was actually to the left of me. So whenever the sun would hit that window, my camera would freak out. It would freak out, and I'm like, oh no, what am I supposed to do? Until I had a friend actually help me fix my camera settings. He had me basically turn all the lights off, close the blinds, and then he was like, turn on the lights that you are going to use for your stream. I was like, okay, and then he was like, pull up like the Wikipedia page or just a plain white screen. So I did that, and he was like, now adjust your settings off of that. And then that's when I started to progress and like learn more about how like my camera should look. After that, I got my upgrade, and my desk was originally over here, and the blinds were closed all of the time. And I really was getting tired of like having my key light in my face all the time, and or like I even have it facing the wall. But even though, I was just like, I'm tired of this. So here we are. My setup right now is I have my window. I primarily use my window as natural lighting for it to look like this. And as the night progresses, or if I stream later at night, or if I record later at night, then I turn my light on, my key light air by Elgato. Some other things to know is that you do want some ambient lighting in the back. I did try to do the more warm look, and I think with my skin tone I look best with a more cooler color. So I usually have a blue, purple, maybe sometimes green in my background, but primarily blue because that's just what looks best with me. So you kind of have to just play around with those settings whenever you get to that point. This is kind of like what I have that works best for me. It might not work best for you, but just know that. So yeah, right now I use my Elgato face cam. I have an Elgato key light air. I also have these lights. You can barely see it. I got them for Christmas. I don't remember what they're called, but I'll put them in the links down below. Philips Hue light bars, and then I have one of those like sunset lamps that kind of just make the colors balance each other out or just like look nice together. I am going to show you how I got to here. So we are actually going to reset my camera settings and start from scratch. So this is going to be fun because I haven't done this in a while. Anyway, here we are. Let me move my camera because it's not going to matter over there. So if you guys don't know what this is the Elgato camera hub. You usually download this when you have a camera from Elgato. That way everything is usually through their system. So I'm gonna restore this to the factory defaults. I'm gonna turn off all of my lights, and we are going to start from scratch. Again, if you are doing this along with me, feel free to basically like alter as you go along. Like I said, it doesn't always work for, like, it's not gonna work for all of us, especially depending on your skin tone, and just like maybe your wall colors, just like anything can factor into how different this is going to come out. Another thing, primarily for those who wear makeup, I have makeup on right now because I did want to wear makeup for this video, whatever. Another thing to do is that when you figure out your perfect lights or like lighting settings or whatever, do your makeup kind of on camera. Like, you can have your mirror and stuff, but like do your makeup with your webcam on. That way you know what you look like when you're streaming, when you're recording. Not that it matters, or for those who do their makeup for those things, this could be very important to you, because there's gonna be days where you're like, I don't want to wear makeup, and that's okay. You don't have to wear makeup, but like when you do want to, you can always, you know, do your makeup the way you want it to look while you're streaming or while you're recording. Anyway, now I'm gonna close my blinds. So this is what it looks like at night. And then we are going to restore factory defaults. Yep. And then we are going to turn off all of these lights that I have. Okay, this is complete factory settings, no lighting whatsoever. I do have effects on right now because I do enjoy a blurred background, so ignore the way I look right now. It's gonna get better, I promise. So what I mentioned earlier, you'd want to pull up a web page, and it could just be the Wikipedia page. Doesn't matter. You could pull up a white screen, it doesn't matter. This looks bad right now, trust me. I know. It's just how I based off my settings. We are going to start with, we should never have white balance automatically on. At least to me, you should not. Because as, like I said, as the time changes throughout the day and you use more natural lighting, it's going to react to that, and it might end up looking like this, and you don't want that. So you're gonna go ahead and turn that off. Okay, and I know it looks bad now. I like a more cooler tone, so I just go to like 43 to like 4,000. It just depends. Like, as the day changes, I usually raise and lower it. It's never on like a specific setting. For exposure, I don't entirely know how this works, but I have it on average, and then my compensation is usually at -1.2. So we're already looking better, okay? We're already looking better. That way, when we do stream at night, this is probably what it's going to look like. My contrast, I usually turn that down just by 10%. Saturation depends, like it just depends on the lighting you have going on in the background. Then you can adjust your saturation from there. I think I have it at like 62, which is literally nothing. And now, this is usually what I have my settings at. Okay, I have automatic exposure, white balance, processing, whatever. Now we're gonna turn the lights back on. You can't really leave it at this. It gets better as you are adding to what you have. So my blue lights, my purple sunset light, and then I have my Philips Hue. So this is what it looks like at night for me. If I don't have my key light air, if the sun is setting, I close my blinds, or if it's just pitch black, this is what I look like. And it looks pretty good, I won't lie. It looks good. And now this is without that white screen, which is where my key light comes in. This is what my nighttime camera looks like. There's no natural lighting, it's just my key, light air, and then all the lighting in the background. And it all adds up, right? It all adds up to make it look like this. Obviously, when I open the blinds, it's gonna look like this. Honestly, like, just some things to keep in the back of your mind. You don't have to spend $600 to $1,000 to $2,000 on a DSLR camera when you can literally still look like this, still look amazing, flawless to stream. Especially because it can be really expensive, and then having to get like capture cards and everything, it can all be really frustrating. But I think where I'm at personally right now with my camera settings, my light settings, etc., I like it. And then one last thing before I wanted to end this video, I wanted to talk about camera positioning. I have my camera literally just sitting on my monitor because I'm a short girl, okay? So from where it is right now, it is the perfect height for me, and I do like that it's more looking down. Sometimes people have it on the side, sometimes people have it in the front. It just really depends, and you also want to make sure that you are setting up your lighting to where it is like complementing you. So just make sure you play around with those settings and you guys will get it. I will have everything listed down below of what I use within my setup to get my lighting, my camera setting, or my lighting, my camera the way it is. If you guys do want to try it out, please let me know how you feel about it. If you try it out with a different camera, let me know how you feel about it. It's just a lot of different settings you'll have to go through, a lot of different small factors you'll have to factor in. But I know that once you guys get to those right settings, you get those right products, or you alter your products that you already have, you're gonna look amazing either way. Anyway, I hope it was an informative enough video to understand. I know it was a little bit like stuff you might already know, and that's totally okay. This is just more or less like how my settings are and how I have my camera settings and my lights and all that set up. If you did like the video, don't forget to subscribe, leave a little like, turn those notifications on. I am trying my best to kind of work a little bit harder on my long form content, and I hope it's going well. Otherwise, thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!